Cheers. Welcome to my channel. This is a sneak peek for the 2026 year coming up. This is a tarot oracle reading, and Aries, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Aries, we still all have a little bit of Aries in us. If you have your birth chart, what house is Aries in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. I've already washed and shuffled the cards, just given them a cut, and we will begin with the underlying energy for the reading. And that is the Three of Swords. So we're off to a great start, Aries. Don't panic. It might not be as bad as it looks. Okay, so this card can mean heartbreak, but it also can mean that your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind have come together with your heart's desires at the beginning of this year. Now that would be a real cool start. So your subconscious energy, like your subconscious mind, is the thoughts that you've had since you were born, that you've collected until about the age of 7 from the people that cared for you and told you who you are and what you are, who you are and what you do and what your nature is. So that subconscious mind is heavily imprinted on us, but it really isn't our thoughts. And the unconscious mind is your spiritual connection. And then we also have the conscious thoughts, and that is the thoughts that you're aware of. So if you have all three of those integrated with your heart's desires, then you are off to a great start. So this could be a card saying that maybe you just had a heartbreak and at the end of the year, so something may have happened there. But when you look at it, you'll recognize that the Three Swords are actually quite small compared to the heart. So let's just see what this is about. We'll get going on it. So the very first card out for January is the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is a sneaky card, and it can also be a card of innovation. So I feel like this energy that's coming in for you is kind of, it could be both, actually, both heartbreaking and a brand new start in alignment. Maybe you went through something and you have decided to, make a change here for the new year. And so this person, this is a walking contradiction, this card, because it looks like a thief stealing swords from the village in the background, but he's planted 2 swords here and he's carrying 5. The other thing is he's not looking where he's going. He's looking at the past, but he's moving forward. And that could be kind of your energy, like looking back at what happened and still like having 1 foot in the past and 1 foot moving forward. This can be like sneaky energy, but it also can be your thoughts. This could represent a bunch of new thoughts that are coming in for you about how to proceed with your life. And maybe it was, quite often this can be a heartbreaking decision made regarding romance. So perhaps you've ended a relationship or a career choice or something that you loved, something like that. And now you're ready to move on in a different way. And then in February, we have the energy of a gift of a pentacle from the universe, from God. And so this energy is maybe, okay, now that you've moved on to here, pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness. And they also represent an energy of following your North Star, so your divine path. That's what this represents here, this path here. And so this is a really good sign. Perhaps you were in a situation where you didn't feel was supporting you, and you finally had the courage in 2026 to move on, and now in February. And this is, you know, in February we have another new year. I think it's on February 17th or 19th that the Chinese New Year is in place. So if you didn't get this done in time for the beginning of 2026, perhaps you've done it for the Chinese New Year in February. And so this energy is really good energy. It's saying that this is a gift from the universe because you're on the right path now. And we have the Hermit. So the Hermit quite often can represent, and this is January, February, this is March. So the snow is melting. You're ready to come out of your hermit. It feels like this can represent the black night of the soul. The hermit goes up to the mountain to talk to God, to commune with God, to get some enlightenment. And then when his lamp has enough light in it and he can see the way to go, he comes down from the mountain and he comes out of kind of hibernation and joins the world again. So you may have, I feel like you may have been like involved in some pretty heavy energy at the beginning of the year. Sometimes people get really down when they, like that year starts off like that. But having said that, this is really good energy because this is saying that you have some major opportunities coming up. This is, you know, a really big reward from the universe. And this is saying that you have taken the time to go inward and figure out, you know, where you want to go and how you want to do it. And look at this. Now we have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups comes in and we're now in about April, spring. And look at that. The cup is overflowing. This represents new, this can be romantic love again, a divinely guided one though, something that maybe you went inward after and broke up from a relationship and you decided, well, this is what I want in a relationship, and you came down from the mountain and you said, you know, and look at the snow is just melting. It's coming into the time of spring. Spring is your time, Aries. So that's your time. You know, that's about the rebirth and all and that type of energy. So this is really beautiful. Like this is perhaps you have another relationship coming in that you really that's going to honor what you want in a relationship is coming up. And then that's that integration here. That's what I was feeling more of for this. And this energy is talking about, like, look at it's overflowing. The cup just keeps filling and overflowing with energy. This is saying that you've been more in the flow of your natural path. This is the energy that you're on. And this is a divinely guided romance, or it can be a cup of something that you really love, something you love to do, something you love to be. You know, that type of energy, and that you have two big gifts here already, and it's only, you know, we're in April here, and then we go to May, and in May, look at this. This is pretty cool. This is, in May, it's talking about like meeting a soulmate. Right after this card comes in April. So I don't know, you may have made a move here, like to a new company or something and met someone, or you might have moved to a new neighborhood, that type of energy. But what started off, and what this is saying is what started off at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the reading, looking like it was going to be more of the old, same old. Look at how the energy is changing. This represents someone who's met a soulmate, especially after getting this cup of love here from the universe, and also health, wealth, happiness, abundance, and you're on this new path. And then you've taken the time to go inward and really look at what you want and how you want to live. And then all of a sudden this divine gift comes out and this shows up. This also can be just you working with yourself, that you've decided that you're going to be like really integrated with your inner self, like with your higher self. So sometimes that represents that. But after this card coming out, I really do feel like you may be meeting someone. So that's May. And then we have June. And in June, we have the Hangman. So the Hangman is talking about hanging from the tree of knowledge, and they're hanging there because they want to gain perspective again. It's kind of like this energy. Maybe every 3 months or so you've made a commitment. Maybe you have a New Year's resolution saying, I'm going to go inward and I'm going to look into everything before I make any big decisions about anything, which is really good energy. That's what I feel like it is. The right leg is in front of the left leg, and that's showing action, being able to, like, deciding to move forward. But you're not moving forward with the decision it comes up with that you may be making in June. And it might have to do with meeting this person. Maybe it's gone so well that, you've proposed to each other and you want to make a stronger commitment. So this energy is of, again, going inward, but not for such, like, not after a dark night of the soul, but more just to gain some more information until, like the lamp here, you have that inspiration coming in from the Most High. Really good energy. Sensible too. And look at, then the sun comes in. That's the happiest card in the deck. That's July, and it's summer. I mean, that energy of the sun coming in. And so this energy is talking about, having a real happy time and something you've always wanted since you were a child. If this isn't romance for you, it could be that you moved somewhere sunny, like from where you were, and you kind of followed the sun here. You followed the guidance that you received when you were on the mountain and when you were hanging from the tree of knowledge. This is like your divine path that you're on, and like it's showing like that possibly everything that you always wanted since a child is coming in for you now. Really awesome energy, Aries. Love this. And then we have the Two of Swords coming in. This is in August. So this energy is saying you have to make a decision. It can be a closed mind, or it can be you just want to go inward again. There's a lot of that energy here. The person, like, there's a saying, because you have eyes, you cannot see. Because you're looking with your eyes to see something, and a lot of people will say, well, when I see it, I'll believe it. But really, we can't see the full spectrum of light, and all the dark energy in the universe that, they used to say is empty. We're finding out now that it's full of energy. So but I feel like this for you is saying that you're going inward again. And just the body language here, I haven't really noticed that before, with the feet wide open, just means you're like that, sometimes means you're leaking energy. But I feel in this case, it's more like being wide open to what source energy feels like would be the best step for you. And that's the energy that's coming in, like going back inwardly again. What I'm noticing though is like, this is the dark night of the soul, and this is about a serious decision. And this is more like, is this what I really want? Because these two swords can represent this or that. And then in the background, there's that island, and it could be like there's another option there, and you're choosing. And I feel like they're all happy things now. You have so many, like you have such good energy happening that you're going to have a decision. And quite often, like this could mean about changing a career or moving to a new place. And I keep getting this energy of being in a sunny location, that type of energy. And then we have the Knight of Wands coming in. This is September energy. So this is this is Leo energy in the summer, like this energy with the sun. And then we have Sagittarius energy coming in the fall, in the late fall. And so in September, well, this is Virgo energy, but it's coming, this is the beginning of the fall season. And I feel it has something to do with that. Like there's some sort of energy in September, maybe that you had to make a decision about, maybe moving because you met someone and you feel like your soulmates and everything is going really well. But it might be it might even be to a location that you've always wanted to be at, because here you are, in the sun. But you're making a decision because maybe it means having to let go of a position at work or be further away from family or that kind of energy. And we have the new moon in the background, and the new moon represents the new. And, moving forward. It's moving forward energy again. And then we have the Knight of Wands come in, and the Knight of Wands is all enthusiastic. It's someone who loves action. They can be very fiery and impulsive, but this energy is like pulled in now. It's reined in because this Knight is more mature now. It says you have protection from fire. That's what the tunic on with the salamanders on it is. That you want to travel and see the mysteries of the world. So maybe you've been getting an opportunity, a position at work or whatever, or just maybe moving with someone into a new location. And it's an adventure because it has the mysteries of the universe down, or of the earth down here, like different places to go, that kind of energy. Really good energy, September. And then we've got October. Oh, the whole world. This is so good, Aries. So like this is talking about having a whole different way of being from like the beginning. Look at the difference from here to here. This is October. The world is the end of a cycle of living somewhere like this. This represents, it's the last card in the major arcana. And it represents that you have the world at your feet sort of energy. This could be something like you're moving to a new location. I really feel that. Or you have an opportunity to. And that's the message coming in. So like this is the first card that we've had with communication coming in from like the third, the 3D world. So this represents some sort of, it could be a letter, a phone call, a text. It could be an email, a post on social media that inspires you, something like that. But I feel like it could be like a job offer. It could be an offer of partnership, marriage. It could be a lot of things. But it is opening up a whole new world to you. The opportunities involved in that. And I'm getting that it also, this energy that I'm getting of travel is something that's, on the plate here. Yeah, look at that. So this would be in November-ish energy, moving into this, like you're standing on your turret there. And this is kind of the big fish in a little pond and wanting to expand your horizons. That's this energy coming in here. So whatever offer, maybe, watch for that in, September. And it could open a whole new world to you. And it's kind of like you have one wand planted here where you are, and then you're looking out and you have your hand on this new wand and looking out into the horizon, ready to make this move. So in December, look at this, Ace of Wands. I want this reading. As I said, we all have a little bit of Aries in us somewhere. So this energy is talking about 3 gifts from the universe in 2026. And this one's for a passion for new discovery. So that's that new wand. So if some sort of offer comes in towards the end of 2026, it's a really good offer. It's kind of on the path that you would want to be in. Or to be on, and it's in, divine order. But to have 3, like there's only 13 cards here, and to have, 3 of them be gifts from the universe like this, like these are powerful gifts. This is a lot of really good opportunities coming up for you. I'm so happy for you, Aries. It's really good energy. I'm going to, if you're enjoying this reading, please do like and comment, as it really does help me to build my channel. I really appreciate it. I'm going to clarify these cards, just see if we can get a little bit more information. I'm using my cards from Tales from the Vector. That's my oracle. And it's, I started it in 2007, and I completed the last painting. There's 64 in 2020. And now I'm working on the information because I want to bring the deck out. So I'm just gathering information here along with you here. And I'm just shuffling the cards to see if, because usually 1 or 2 jump out, and that's when I know, okay, I want to tune into this energy. I already shuffled these cards, but now we have some more information, and I want to get the the gist of it. What an awesome reading. So these cards I will have down in the description box, the numbers in the order that they appear on the, in the order that they appear in the reading here. So if you're interested, you can go to talesfromthevector.com, TAILS, and take a look at the numbers and see, like, they'll be in the order that they appear here, and you can take a look at the paintings. So this card wanted to come out as the covering this energy at the beginning of the this was from the beginning of January 2026, and so sort of like for an overall feeling for the reading. We're all in this together, and this is a work in progress, and I'm just getting whatever dreams that you had that fell apart there at the beginning there, this change that you made, look how it stimulated all this amazing, awesome energy. And so this card sometimes can talk about a karmic space of being indifferent, and I feel like this was coming from somewhere else, like that the goals that you were in alignment with, whoever that this energy is about, you was indifferent to kind of what your goals were, or you were indifferent to what their goals were. So therefore that would be challenging in a relationship. Oh, there was some jealousy involved. And sometimes this can talk about sibling rivalry. So you could be younger too and living at home, and now you've, saying, I'm out of here. Or, it can be just jealousy from coworkers, or jealousy because you're so beautiful or handsome, that kind of it. It could be anything like that. And you're starting to realize that you don't want to stay in this position. And that's the energy. So, and you're saying to your, I'd rather be better than bitter. And we're all, actually siblings on the planet, if we look at it from the perspective that we're all a big family. So the energy then, on this here is mother's worry. So this energy is just saying that, mother's worry is the number one weakness for any child, because if a mother doesn't see a strong potential for their children, then who's going to? And mothers have a tendency to worry because we're taught like that. And there's some sort of energy here of maybe your mother played things safe all the time. That's kind of the energy that I'm, because she didn't want, bad things to happen or whatever. And it's mirror, mirror, or magic mirror on the wall. I've become my mother after all. And quite often we'll say that I'm not going to make the same mistakes as my parents did. And then we end up realizing when we look in the mirror one day, oh my God, I'm turning, I'm doing the exact same things like that. Maybe that was the information, or perhaps your mother sat you down and said, I think you have this potential and you should, like, what's happening here is not working for you. I think you should make a change, and you listen to her. And then we have attachment. Yeah, so when you went, the Black Night of the Soul quite often is about attachment, because when we become attached to something, then it's an energy of, then you have the potential to fall into all these other karmic spaces, because you're hanging on to something and you're so attached to it that you're not open to change and to receiving all these gifts from the universe. So I feel like when you went inward, you let go of some sort of attachment here to something that was holding you back. And oh, look, it was a lover. And it's sitting right here on this new cup of love. So I think your mother was right. If you were in a relationship, there was some sort of jealousy involved somewhere. And you could have had a very jealous lover that was really cramping your style also. That energy is coming in. So it could be, this is a general reading, so take what works for you and leave what doesn't. But I feel that this is perhaps a real clingy relationship, that you were in, and you wanted something different. And so you went up on the mountain, took the time to figure out what that was, and move forward. And then we have you're a superstar, or you've met a superstar. I feel like maybe you met someone and right after this happened, and that happens sometimes, like where, especially if it's a divine gift from the universe, where you changed your attitude more than, than anything. And look at how all of these cards, now I'm just going to point this out, that these are all horizontal cards because they're kind of the medicine of the deck, and the vertical cards are the main arcana, and they're the main characters, like, and look at how everything, like energetically, horizontal energy breaks energy up and it's weak. And then when you start moving into strong energy, look at, after you were on the mountain, the cards became very like strong energy. So you have a strong, like, and it's right on this card here, someone that is suited to you. Plus, this is the year 2026. Now, it's saying, and like now you're in a position where you actually, and this energy is where you're at. Basically, this would be in spring, right? Because this was January, February, March, April, May, and we're moving into June. So now you have harmony. You met someone that actually resonates with you. That is, and look at how the energy is vertical now. I love to see that. This energy, this is why in the old days they used to put prisoners in jail they would put them in black and white striped uniforms, because that weakens their energy. It makes them less powerful. And why people wear pinstripe suits. Pinstripe suits will really strengthen your energy when people look at people in vertical like that. We have on here a horizontal sign of Scorpio coming in. So, and this is about elevating or conquering. And I feel like this energy was, again, look at, it's on the Hangman. So you went inward again. And I feel like this might have more to do with the Scorpio energy. When the signs come up, the zodiac signs come up in my general readings like this, I consider these more to be about like a point you are in your life, or what that energy is. And Scorpio is a very, like that very sexy sexual energy in that, but it's ruled, there's an ability in Scorpio to be very, to be able to unite people, and to unite people with their goals. And it's kind of like they either elevate or conquer kind of energy. And I feel like you are going, maybe you met someone and you're really, there's been a lot of harmony in how you talk to each other and everything, but you want to be sure that this is true and it's really on your path, and that's why you're going inward. I don't feel that there was something that happened here more than that you're just being sensible and saying, hey, we just met. I want to, look into this a little bit more. Yeah, and have patience with it. And that's a good way to be. Maybe that's what you learned, is not to jump into things too soon. The Aries energy is very like it's an infant that's constantly learning. And look how much an infant learns in the first year, and you're only in that half. And you notice how you went inward again. And look at how now we have a vertical energy again. And Temperance is about being patient. And this is the happiest card, right? So this is about your devotion to your life path, like to being a happy person. This is wanting to be happy, and this is what you deserve as a child. This is really good energy. Like you've really learned from your experience here to really, because Aries is all about fire, right? And that's when you start taking action. And I feel like you're learning not to take action until you give it some time, and you really go inward, and you want to make sure that you've looked at it from all angles before you make a decision, or to either do not to take an action or not to take an action, to be with someone or not be with them, being careful with your words, that kind of energy. This is really good. Congratulations, that's really good energy. And then we have the Chariot. So this is like after this check-in, we have another, and I'm noticing that they're getting smaller now. You're not climbing the mountain to go get insight, and you're not hanging from a tree for a while upside down. Now you're just going inward and, you know, just looking into it. And the Chariot is talking about, this is energy that's moving forward for sure. And it's quite quickly. So it's an energy of wanting to take action, being strong to the action that you're taking. This is moving into September here. The shooting star. So this is a wish. It's something that you've always wanted, having a really good attitude to get it. I really like this energy. And this is also a sign, like when we start getting into the chakra energies here, that you're learning how to go inward and really understand your energy and what you want and have a strong intuition for that. And then perception, speaking of perception, yeah, we got a little cat here. Be quiet, little Stella, unless you're gonna purr. And so we have the grass is greener on the other side because it's fake. That energy, I feel like for you, this is an energy maybe that, like, this is really typical kind of Aries energy. You think about, you know, a baby, like looking at this, looking at that, and, you know, they're picking things up off the floor when they're crawling and that they could choke on, but they don't know that. They're constantly looking and exploring and changing and moving. And I feel like this energy, it's, you know, Aries that energy is very rammy. You know, think about babies when they are birthed, they come in head first. And so this energy is very headstrong. And I feel like you're really learning to rein that fire energy in. The fire energy is really good to have. But if you don't rein it in and you make impulsive decisions, then you end up being in a place where you're regretting the decision you made on impulse. Really good attitude, and attitude will get you everywhere. So this is kind of like the grass is greener on the other side. In the past, this is the this or that card, and then you found out it was fake. So you know that the grass, that you could have green grass anywhere, and if you don't want it to be fake, you're going to have to put the work into yourself. Really, really showing some really good, strong growth here. And this is about father figures. So we've got the mother's worry and the father figures. This is November. I feel like you're, in the past, maybe you tended to look for more like father figures than for someone that was like on an equal plane with you. And I feel like that energy, again, this is saying this is a new world, this is a new way of being. And then we have for the final card, and this will be in December, dissemination of information. So I feel like this means that you, this year, 2026, is about you really learning about who you are and how valuable you really are and what you really want, and understand you've changed your attitude. So you're at like the mistakes that you've made regarding, looking for father figures instead of Prince Charming kind of energy, someone that's equal to you. This could mean that you discovered that this person that you thought was a soulmate it turned out to be more of the same old energy, but you caught it right away. And so now the dissemination of information is when you didn't have it 100% clear. But this is like congratulating you, because what this is saying is that you have learned in 2026, you are mastering and have mastered, I'm getting, this energy of being able to really take responsibility for your own actions and be happy doing that, and not making like impulsive decisions that then you regret later and you beat yourself up for. Like the dissemination is elephant, what elephant? Like, and you believe maybe you're not worth something or whatever. And so this person might have come in and you might still be with them, but you're not going to make a decision like, okay, we're going to get married after meeting, like we met a month ago and now we're going to get married. You know better. You know that you're going to take it slow and move forward and have like the world at your feet kind of energy. You've learned, like you've learned that lesson, and you've learned it well. So congratulations. That's a lot of really awesome energy, Aries. I really enjoyed this reading. I hope you also enjoyed it. And if you have, please do like and comment. Consider subscribing. This is just a sneak peek, but I just wanted to do sort of like quick little readings for that, for each sign. And I will have another astrological reading for you for the, I'm thinking about for the new moon on the 20th. Bye for now. Oh, sorry, Stella, but I have to.